Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Norad here with a video for you today about Writer's Workshop. So when we do Writer's Workshop, we can write about anything we want. So I want you to think about our heart map that we've done. You can write about people, you can write about places, you can write about animals or pets, which are things. You can write about activities you like to do. You can write about things you're learning about. So today, I'm going to do an example, and I've decided to pick something that we are learning about. And since we're learning about Thanksgiving, today, I'm going to draw something I've learned about. So I'm going to draw today about Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. So I learned that the Pilgrims came over from England on a ship called the Mayflower, and they came to our country because they wanted to be able to go to church and the king wouldn't let them. So when they got here, they met the Native Americans and they taught them how to grow food and crops so that they could have food too. So I'm going to draw about the Pilgrims coming over on the Mayflower. So the Mayflower is a boat. So I'm going to start with my picture. That's going to be the easiest. So I have my paper here. I've got some crayons. I've got my pencil. The first thing I'm going to do is at the very top, I'm going to put my name. This is Norad. All right, so I've got my name. All right, and since the Mayflower is a ship, I know that that has to be in the ocean. So I'm going to start with my picture, and I'm going to do some waves to show the ocean. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to add is the Mayflower. It was a ship. So I don't really know exactly what color it was, but a lot of ships are made out of wood back then, which is brown. So I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to try my best to draw a ship. Now I remember from when I learned that it was small, so I'm not going to make it too big. I'm going to put my sails on there. A lot of sails are white, and white's not going to show up too good on my paper. So I'm going to use black so that it'll show up. And they're shaped like a rectangle. So I'm going to add my rectangles. And then I'm going to color it in. All right, so now I've got my Mayflower ship. And I can go back if I wanted to add more details. I could add maybe a little person on there for the Mayflower, for the Pilgrims on the Mayflower. I could color in my boat, my ship. All right, so I've got my picture, and now I want to try to label my picture. When we start to write, we start out by labeling our pictures. So I'm going to start with at least the first sound I hear. So I have the picture of my ship called the Mayflower. Mayflower. I hear an which is an M. So I'm going to write an M by Mayflower. And I have water. Water. I hear a W, which is a W. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can hear more sounds in my word. I'm going to start with water. Watch. Watch. I hear a t for a T. Watcher. Watcher. I hear a and R sound. All right, now I'm going to try to see if I can hear any more sounds in Mayflower. I hear an F. I hear an L. Mayflower, I hear an R. Now, did I spell all those words right? No, I didn't spell all those words right, but I wrote the sounds that I could hear, and that's okay if you don't know how to spell words. That's how we start learning how to write. So I've labeled my picture. That might be all you can do right now, and if so, that's okay. But if you already are ready to write a sentence, then I want you to try. So when we're writing a sentence, I want to try to stay on my line since I'm using my journal paper. A sentence is made up of words, so I want my sentence to match my picture. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. That's 6 words. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. My first word is the. That's a sight word, T-H-E. So my first letter has to be capital every time I make a sentence, and the rest are lowercase. Now, I don't expect you to get that perfectly right yet because we haven't even made lowercase letters yet. But if you can, try. If not, just try to get your words down. All right, the next thing I have to do is something called finger space. So I have to leave finger space between my words. If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to read it. It'd be a mess. The Pilgrims. Leaving space. P. Pil. I hear an L. Pilgr. I hear a G and an R. Pilgrims. All right, I'm just writing the sounds that I can hear. Now, did I spell that right? Not exactly, but that's okay. I'm just writing the sounds I know. The Pilgrims sailed. Leave space. S. Say. I hear an A. Sail. I hear an L. Sailed. D. I hear a D. Sailed. The Pilgrims sailed on. A sight word. So I'm going to leave space, and I know how to spell it. O-N. On. It's why it's important to learn our sight words, not just to read, but to be good writers. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. I have 2 more words. Uh-oh, look. I have no more space to write. I need to come down to the next line and start again. The Pilgrims sailed on the. Well, I'm going to write the again. It's a sight word, T-H-E. I know my sight word, but this time I'm making it lowercase instead of capital because it's not the first word in my sentence. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. So I'm going to leave space, M. Now I'm making this capital because we capitalize and make a big capital letter for everybody's name. The ship has a name, the Mayflower, so it's going to be a capital M. And I wrote Mayflower up here, so I'm just going to copy the same sounds that I used. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. I want to say stop. I'm done telling you about my picture. I'm telling you something and I need to say stop. I'm done. So I'm going to put a dot called a period. We use a period when we stop what we want to say and we're telling something. So I've got my period. So I'm going to check my sentence. The Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower. Yes, that makes sense. It matches my picture. Did I leave space between my words? Yes, I did. Did I make my capital letter? Yes, I did. Do I have my period at the end? Yes. Did I try to do my sounds and my sight words? All right, so boys and girls, when you're doing Writer's Workshop, this is where we're eventually going to get. Some of you may not be ready for a sentence. That's okay. Some of you might be ready for a sentence. Go ahead and try if you are. If you're not ready for a sentence, at least do your picture and try to write the sounds you hear. I would really like for you to write these in your journal. So if you don't have a journal, I can get you one. But if you do have a journal, I want you to do Writer's Workshop in your journal instead of in Seesaw. It will help you with holding your pencil and trying to actually write the right way since you're not at school with me. So boys and girls, when you do Writer's Workshop, I want you to use your journal. If you don't have a journal, I can get you one. Just let me know if you need one. All right, boys and girls, So this was my writing for today. Remember, Writer's Workshop. You're going to write about anything you want, do your picture, and then try to at least label all of the pictures, all the things in your picture, and try to write a sentence if you're ready for that. If not, that's okay. Try your best. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you for another lesson another time. Bye.